Hi there, I'm Sally and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making a card with butterflies in blue. I am making a set of birthday cards for my sister. She really likes butterflies and she needed some birthday cards, so I thought I'd make her a set of some butterflies here. I color them different ways. The stamp sets we're going to be using today is the Beautiful Wings stamp set and this birthday stamp set. Now this particular stamp set was given to me and it said 2017 on it. So what I did was I cut it apart and I cut the words off and the 2017. So we're just going to be only using the words as you see them right here. These are your stamps. So you can do whatever you want to do with these stamps. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to place this up towards the top because with these particular stamps, they're a red rubber and they're really thick, and so when you use a MISTI you don't want to have it up against the edge here. So I put that up there at the top and I'm putting my magnet there. Now first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use this. Can you read that? It says it's pan pastel and it's colorless blender, but this is great for getting the static off of your paper because we're going to heat emboss this. So I'm just going to gently rub it, okay, put that over there. I'm going to place my stamp where I want it. Just gently press like that. Oh, about right there is good. Close the door, put some pressure down, pick it up. I'm going to use black licorice ink. So I'm going to just put some ink on this stamp. Close the door. Put a little bit of pressure around on it, lift it up. Now one thing I love about using a MISTI is the fact that you can just keep on stamping over and over again and the stamp's going to be in the exact same place as it was earlier. I need a little bit more over here on this edge, so make sure I get that edge covered. I like my butterfly to be a really deep, dark black, so it's getting there. I think I'm going to do one more time. Just getting some ink around on there. Now the inks by Fun Stamper's Journey are a combination of dye and pigment, so you can emboss with them. This is my little tray here, and can you read that? This is Fun Stamper's Journey clear embossing powder. So I like to keep my container inside my tray so in case it knocks over, I have it opened already here. So I'm going to lift this up, slide my magnet over, lift that up, and just gently cover this with powder. I'm just going to use my fingers and just kind of tap, 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 tap. There we go. And so I have my powder only on my butterfly. So next thing I'm going to do, oops, I got some ink smudged on there. We'll fix that. Got my heat tool, so I'm going to turn that on. My heat tools, they get very, very hot. So you want to make sure that you're aiming it away from your hands and away from your fingers. Let the heat tool heat up first. And then you reach towards your project. And again, as you can see, I have the heat directed away from my fingers. So can you see it turning colors there now? Can you see how the heat is actually melting that powder? Now the powder is only on the ink. It just makes that black look so intense. Beautiful looking. You want to make sure you move this around. You don't want to leave it one spot too long because I know this is heat. And yes, you can actually burn your paper. And I do know that from experience. There you go. Isn't that just beautiful? So I'm going to put that aside here. And hey, voila, I have one already done. So that can cool off. So next thing I'm going to do is actually paint this. So I'm using water in my paintbrush there. I'm just getting some water there that it's clean. So what I'm using here is some different mediums that I have. This is actually a splash, and it's gold. So you shake it up and you can see how all that beautiful gold comes around. And I have some right here. I may add a little bit more to it. So I'm just gonna hold this carefully and just put a little bit more gold on there. I'm gonna hold this down and just turn the knob there. So I'm gonna just add a few drops of water to it and just kind of thin it out a little bit. Just move it around. There we go. And so I'm just gonna put gold on the inside. And this is a butterfly. You can color it however you would like. So just getting some gold around there. This is not watercolor paper. This is just Fun Stamper's Journey regular cardstock, and it's a nice 80-pound weight. I really like the consistency and just the way it handles the color here. So I'm just getting some gold kind of all around everywhere. There we go. So I'm going to use this paper towel. You can see this paper towel has been well loved. Now I'm going to add, so this is our Journey Silk, and it's called Beach Ball. I just shake it up. You can hear the beads shaking around in there. And I'm just going to put a little bit on there. As you can see, I have quite a bit still from earlier. Once again, I'm just going to put a couple of drops there. Both of these products are a water base. So, and I'm just moving it around. Since the gold is still kind of wet there, it's just kind of blending together. Just gives you all your different colors there. And you just put as much as you want or as little as you want. Remember, this is your own project, so there isn't a right or wrong. The colors just go wherever they go. Now I could have done, if I did not want these colors to blend, I could have waited until the gold completely dried, but I kind of like them blending a little bit here and give me a little bit of that green there. I got a little bit of green in there, so I'm just going to add some green there. Y'all know blue and gold make green. Ooh, isn't that just, wow. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Add some more there. There you go. What do you think? I think that's just beautiful. So I'm just going to put that aside and let that dry. You want to use squirt some water. Use water inside of my pen. So I'm just going to put some water through, and it just actually just cleans off the brush. Even though it's going to have a blue tint to it, it's still coming out clear. So I know that is all clean. So now, I already have one already done here. So let's make sure this is dry here. I'm going to put this down the corner and use my magnet to hold it down. And so now I'm going to put my words, my happy birthday words. So I also want to emboss these words. So I'm going to take a little bit of the colorless blender and just wipe it on there. See, it's colorless, so you don't see it at all. It's just terrific. So now I'm going to put my birthday down and my happy birthday words, and see, remember I separated them and cut them off of the other stamp, so therefore I can put them however I'd like. Push it down and lift up. I'm going to do them in black again, so just put pressure there. When I'm using smaller pieces of paper, I like to use the small Misty. I use the big one a lot to actually color inside of, but I also like to use, I use both of them, but I'm just going to do one layer cards and stamping small areas. I'll use the small one. It is perfect for card making. I'll do it one more time. Slide my magnet off, pick up my paper, and I'm just going to add my embossing powder just to the words there. And just, you don't need to use a lot of powder, you know. There we go. And it's all covered. Can you see that? So I'm going to get my heat tool again. And remember, you want to turn your heat tool on and let it heat up. Oh, there's something in my powder here. I do not know what that was, but you want to look at your project before you get your heat to it. Remember, you want to hold the heat away from you. Hold your card back in this direction. And now here I go. I'm holding the heat to the paper. Can you see that turning? Oh, that is so cool. Also, make sure you have the heat away from your fingers. There we go. Oh, isn't that just gorgeous? I just love how that looks. So now we want to add a little bit more color to this. So I'm going to take my Huckleberry Fusion, because that is the color of my layer I have on my card. So I'm going to hold it carefully and get some ink on that, and just try my best not to get ink on my card. My hands are a little messy here. So I'm just gently. Now I'm using this sponge because the edge of my card, the paper, could actually cut into my ink pad. The ink pad is a nice foam. It's pretty thick there. You see how thick that is? So if you put your ink pads directly to the paper, you end up doing is cutting lines into your ink. You don't want to do that. So that's why I use these sponges. And then when the sponge has been, cut up quite a bit, well then I just toss the sponge and get another one. And I'm holding this perpendicular to my paper. And then I'm just making small strokes. And then I just kind of do a little more on the corners there. You put as much color as you want onto your card. So I like it to have some good amount of color. There we go. I think that looks terrific. We're going to let that dry a little bit. So this is my, I like my card bases to be a white 110 weight paper. And I take my paper and I cut it in half at 5. This is 4 1/4. And then I fold it crease it at 5 1/2 and fold it over. I like to have my cards open up like this, which we call tent. And then I took my blue paper and I ran it through this embossing folder, which is called Wind and Water. And so I went ahead and put tape on the back of this one. So this is the tape that really sticks very well. So once it goes down, it stays down pretty well. So you want to be careful when you place it down. I'm going to move that out of the way. Put this here. Now what I do is I hold the edges like this and I kind of make a bow. So I hit the middle first and then I kind of gauge it, kind of look and get an idea. Once it goes down, it doesn't come back up. So you want to be careful. There we go. Kind of go around, put some pressure there. There we go. Oh, nice and neat. Now here's this card. So here's my tape. Now this tape, you can tear it. But honestly, it messes up my nail polish. So I don't tear it. I go almost to the edge and I use my scissors and cut it off. Then I turn my paper and I make sure I get my tape, since it's a nice square cut on it, to the edge. I want to make sure that my edges do not come up over time. I want my cards to always look nice, because some people really do keep them and some people don't. But you know what? I've been asked before, does it bother me if I know someone throws my card away? You know what? It doesn't really bother me. I have joy in making it. This is where I have fun, and I enjoy sending them out. And so therefore, whatever they do with it, they do with it. There we go. So now let's put that back. What I do is I just use my fingernail, burnish a little bit, and put it up. Like that. I put a little bit of pressure with my finger here and pull it with my thumb, push back. That kind of gives me a little bit of edge there. Use my fingernail, scrape it down, put it up. Now, when you put this down, you want to make sure that this is the correct way, and then also your card base is the correct way. How do I know? Yes, I have put some upside down before. Not good, but you know, things happen. Just push that down really well. So see, since when you emboss your paper, it has a tendency to kind of warp the paper, and so the tape gets it down really well. I don't like to have too much white, so I'm just going to take this sponge, that's why I have blue all over my fingers, and just gently just go around and throw some ink on the background there, just so it doesn't have too much white poking through. There you go. Isn't that just gorgeous? A nice, beautiful one-layer card. Now, what you want to make sure is you always put your name on the back. So, I have a stamp here, and you'll see what it says in a minute. Get some black ink on there. Push down, hold it for a minute, lift up, handmade by Sally. And then I have this other, and you can see I did cut that one also from another set that I had. I didn't want the whole thing, but I really like this small little flower. So push it down, let it sit there for a minute, and lift it up. And there it is. Well, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. And if you liked the video, please hit the like button and leave a comment. If you want to see something else, you want to see something different, please let me know. Have a great day.